So the name of the podcast today is Sustainability in Action, Thought Leaders Who Inspire. All right. Podcast where we explore the stories, experience and insights of visionary leaders like yourself who are shaping the future of industries and inspiring a new generation of change makers. I'm your host, Madhushree Datta, CEO of Brand Talk, and today I'm proud to hear from you, who have made a remarkable mark in your own field.
Thank you.
And my first question here to you would be that as an award-winning leader, you have guided Atos Solutions to excel as an employer and also in the customer satisfaction bit. You've been highly focused, is what we understand. How do you cultivate this high-performance culture, and what personal challenges shaped you? What message would you share with the aspiring young leaders?
Well, I think the first point is to lead by example. If you need a high performance organization, you also need to be high performing. Now, what do I mean by saying that high performing? High performing does not necessarily mean that you work the most or you spend the most hours in the work. That is not what I mean. I mean that, the high performance should get exerted from you as a personality. That would mean that the way you communicate with your people with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, no coldness whatsoever, the way you react to your people's say concerns, objections, their celebrations or their praise, the way you react, that energy that you reflect, the warmth that you reflect, the way you take the baton of a challenge in a crisis scenario. I always call myself as the battlefield manager. So that means that when you see that there are certain things which are slowing down or not happening, instead of sitting in the boardroom and trying to be critical about the person who is slowing it down, you jump into it and work with that person. And finally, you also give an example of how things have transformed yourself, whether you are say on time, or whether the PowerPoint that you make is all error free, or the impact, the way you present to a customer is very positive. All of that translates into what culture you disseminate down below to your team.
Absolutely.
It
all percolates all down, and that's what we talk about, bird's view and understanding situations.
Exactly. And it is like you cannot be holding a cigarette on your left hand and preaching about saying that smoking is injurious to health.
Absolutely.
It is not like that. So I think in corporate environment, in leadership positions, you really have to walk the talk. At least I do that myself, so that people do not have an option to say that no, he is not doing it and is telling us to do. So that's the first thing I would say.
Yeah. Great. Thank you for that piece. Now, to understand your perspective better, if you had to choose a role model today, who would you do and why?
Well, there are many, and role models are always depending on what you are doing. But if I have to try and take a very 360-degree view of a role model that I would like to mold myself into, it will be SBM, that is Sunil Bharti Mittal. And the reason being many. The reason being that he comes from a non-technical background, a commerce graduate, and building an empire of a telecom career, one of the best. That has to have something to take that organization to that level.
Absolutely.
But what impresses me the most, and that is my mantra as a leader, is that a leader is actually someone who doesn't have to know everything. A leader must know who knows it, and a leader must have the ability to command respect from those people who know it, so that they come together and build the dream that the leader wants to build. Sunil Bharti Mittal has exactly done that. That is the reason I really admire him.
Oh, lovely. So I have one question here, that's starting with you. If I talk about, as someone who has led Atos through a period of remarkable growth, how did the pandemic shift your leadership style? Also, was there any significant transformation in the way you fostered a very high performance environment post pandemic?
So, as I said, it is your organization is made of people. Whatever technology you put, whatever automation you put, you will have people who would be around to run an organization. The first thing that I did, and I continue to do, is to reach out to people. I remain very accessible, and I'm largely aware about some of or most of my employees, where they come from, which car they drive, for example. Or a lady employee is there, their kids are studying in school, and things like that. These are just small things, and I think the power of keeping your hand on one of your male employee's shoulder has got immense magic. When you walk around on the floor and keep your hand on the shoulder of one of your junior employees, saying that कि और क्या चल रहा है, and that has got, and सब ठीक है, and then that magic has got immense amount of motivation.
Camaraderie also, to great extent.
And same thing goes with our women employees, where you understand that they are real multitaskers. Women, in my opinion, are able to do things which I am not able to do. At least let me not go to men, at least to me. Okay, so they are able to take care of home, and they are able to take care of their family. They are still able to work, and we expect them to do exactly the same that others do. So that bit of walking around and appreciation has got real magic, I would say, and that has been one of my biggest strengths of uniting people, putting in a lot of transparency among them, and telling them that you need to be there totally when you are working, so that there is no backbiting, or don't talk in behind. Whatever we are in front, good, bad or ugly. And last point is that I always tell my people that you are lucky, or somewhat lucky, that we are in an organization where every month we have got fixed paycheck that comes. If you had you been an entrepreneur, we would have had a different mindset altogether.
Ask me.
but at the same time, I tell them that you can think like an entrepreneur. It's the best of the both worlds, and that worked pretty well. My people understood business very well. They understood the significance of lapses, significance of doing good work very well. These are the two aspects. One is reaching out to our people, and second one is telling them that you are also an entrepreneur in your mind, and think like that. Whatever you do really had a very big impact, I would say.
Very nice. So my last session and question for the day would be, AISL has been a platform that brings thought leaders, like you rightly said, content, creating spaces for knowledge exchange and collaboration. We'd love to hear your insights on the value these type of forums provide, and any advice you have for leaders or how to maximize these opportunities.
So first and foremost, I think I always say this, and I will say it again today, that if businesses were happening remotely, then aircraft would fly only in holiday season. The very reason that why aircrafts are flying every day, and largely the revenue of aircraft is because of business people, that means we need to meet to do business. That is for sure, it's non-negotiable. So if that is what has to be believed, then forums like what AISL is doing is definitely very important for us if we are in business and if we want to conduct business. That's the first point I would like to make. So is it relevant? Does it have to happen? Does it need to continue to happen more intensely? Answer is a definite yes. There is no two ways about it. The second part of your question, we are talking about what suggestions, rather I would say. I quoted you Coppola's that statement in one of the award ceremonies. He said, great movies have got great scripts, and give me great scripts and I make great movies. I think that programs like yours, if they have got great content, in 1 day or 2 day or 3 day program that you are doing, and content, what I mean to say here is that if let's say we are having a panel discussion, or we are calling a speaker, and if those panel members or those speakers have got amazing amount of content which can connect with the crowd and which they can relate, your program or such programs would be very relevant, very important, and very, very business centric.
So did you feel that today we have been able to achieve some bit of success in what you're saying?
Yes, and what I also observed that AISL mixed business, rather I would say AISL viewed this program, viewed business all across. So movie industry is also a business, startup is also a business, IT organizations like ours is also a business, and I see all film production is also a business. I saw Siddharth also here. So I think this is the real thought leadership that you are bringing in. This is how it needs to be. That everything, I go on forums and speak on, let's say, HR as business partner, human resource as a division. People think that they are support functions. I think they are very business oriented. They really are important for business. Likewise, in today's program, this is my one clear observation, differentiator, I would say, that you could mix it.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank
very
you.
good.
That's a great testimonial from you, and our endeavor would be to do better every year with every edition.
Yes.
And with people like yourself sharing such great insights, I'm sure this is going to be a successful journey for us as well.
And I must not stop by saying the amazing amount of energy I saw yours today, and the amazing amount of energy that your team has been doing for last many days. The way they are following up, the way they are reminding, just you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but don't forget about AISL. Awesome. I would say great work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So we now come to the end, and thank you for this great, insights, and we'll end this session with a photograph together as memory.
Sure. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.